Okay, so we have a lot of things to talk about. Like, I was gonna talk about this after free agent frenzy, but with all the signings and all that stuff, I wanted to wait until everything seemed to be over for the Rangers. Which has there's a so basically, free agency does happen. A lot of teams stayed, and a lot of players stay, and a lot of them go. There were interesting ones like Andre Palat going to the New Jersey Devils, and Columbus thinking it was a good idea to sign Eric Branson by a 4x4, and to sign Jonas Siegenthaler for 5 years. Two surprising moments like the Columbus bringing in Johnny Gaudreau to that massive trade between Matthew Tkachuk and Jonathan Huberdeau and Mackenzie Weegar. And the teams like the Red Wings and Ducks trying to dominate the NHL next season. But we're not going to be talking about all of that. We're going to be talking about the Rangers because there's a lot of stuff that happened. Now, of course, I wouldn't start with free agency because there have been so many moves that happened before it. And it all starts like shortly after, like during the regular season after the trade deadline. Because the Rangers made some free agent sign-ins. And one of those is signing an undrafted defenseman named Brandon Scanlon. He has been dominating in the NCAA as he is a point-a-game type player. In this past season, Scanlon scored 6 goals, 25 assists, and 31 points in 38 games. Now that is really good. Of course, since the signing was made back in March, Scanlon did play with the Wolfpack. Although he only got an assist in just 15 games with the Wolfpack, he still looked great. We'll see what he does next season. So that team's interesting, but not as interesting as this next free agent, another undrafted player. Because not only was an undrafted player, but we managed to sign the biggest free agent of all the undrafted players. The Rangers have signed Bobby Trevino to an entry-level contract. He finished his college year with UMass this season, and he was also part of the 2021 championship team along with Zach Jones. In this season, he scored 20 goals, 29 assists, and 49 points in 37 games. Became the Hockey East Player of the Year, and he was a candidate to win the Hobey Baker Award for the Best College Hockey Player of the Year, which sadly he lost to a goalie named Dryden McKay. It's a shame that he didn't win the Hobey Baker Award like former Ranger Jimmy Vesey did. It would have been nice if he had another Hobey Baker Award winner on our team. His contract will start this upcoming season, but last season he played with the Wolfpack. He did pretty decent in the Wolfpack as he got 1 goal, 2 assists, and 3 points in 11 games. 2 of those assists happened in his first game. Although he didn't win the Hobey Baker Award, if he continues to make great production, this signing will be a steal. Okay, so that was all the signings that happened at the end of the regular season. But the Rangers were not done because they made even more signings during the playoffs. And the majority of those signings actually took place the same day the Rangers came back to eliminate the Penguins in overtime. A great moment that was.
Come on, shoot it! Yeah! Sabatichan! Sabatichan! And it's tied with 5 minutes left!
Panarin controlling, feeds Fox. Now Panarin works in, he shoots.
Yes! 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 Panarin! 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 The One night Pittsburgh! The New York Rangers! With the point of the dagger in their throats! They ripped it out of Pittsburgh's hands and killed the beast! The Rangers have won the game and won the series after being 3-1 in the series! And they will face the Hurricanes in the second round! Ladies and gentlemen, Elvis has just left the building! The comeback is complete!
They made numerous signings during the playoffs, and one of them was the Rangers' third-round pick of 2021, Ryder Korczak. Now I mentioned him when I talked about the draft class in 2021, and I said that it was a steal and everything. So, and right now he has proven me right, because not only did he dominate last season, but it was a career season for him, as he scored 25 goals, 54 assists, and 79 points in just 68 games. And he did great in the playoffs as well, as he got 3 goals, 10 assists, and 13 points in 10 playoff games. Like, I'm glad we get to have them with our team. And I literally hope he becomes the next Braden Point and Anthony Cirelli. I mean, obviously, he's going to be playing in the minors, but I know he'll do big things, and I know he'll be ready when the time comes. So the next signing they signed was a goalie that we had, is the second-round draft pick that we had in 2018, Olof Lindblom. I mean, he looked great up to the draft, but after we drafted him, he had some down years. As his past season, he had a save percentage of .900. I mean, which is really good, but there is always room for improvement. He will play for the Wolfpack next season. Will the Wolfpack be his new team? We obviously know he's not going to be a main goalie for a certain reason that I'll say later, but he could be the backup. Will that happen? We'll find out. But maybe he'll prove me wrong. The next signing was for signing Adam Edstrom, a 6th-round pick for the Rangers back in 2019. I mean, he has been okay, as he scored around 10 points for the past 3 seasons in SHL. But I'm certain he's great at defending, because why else would they sign him? And last but not least, the day after we eliminated the Penguins, the Rangers made another undrafted signing, because they signed a forward named Gustav Rydell. He has been undrafted for a while, as he is in his late 20s, but he is really good, because last season in the SHL, Rydell scored 15 goals, 15 assists, and 30 points in 44 games. Now that is really good, but if that wasn't impressive enough, guess what? He dominated in the playoffs, as he scored 6 goals, 6 assists, and 12 points in 19 playoff games, ultimately leading his team to a Swedish championship. Man, you seem to sign players who recently won championships. If he could do good with the Wolfpack, then then he could be another steal. Okay, so those were all the signings that were made during the playoffs. But of course, we're not up to free agency yet, because there was one move that was made before free agency, and it's this. Like, we already talked about Sammy Blais, and that I hated the Blais and Buchnevich trade. You already knew how it went for him. He only got 4 assists and no goals in 14 games, and he had a torn ACL, which ended the season. I mean, he was getting better, and we nearly had a chance to bring him back either during the Eastern Conference Finals or the Stanley Cup Finals. it looked like a possibility. The Rangers did make the Eastern Conference Finals. Obviously, even if the series ended at 7 instead of 6, it didn't look like it was going to come back. But had the Rangers played up to their potential in the conference finals and become the ones to face the Avalanche in the finals instead of the Lightning, who knows what could have happened? Would Blais have made a return, or wouldn't he return? Would he get a goal or do something great with us? We'll never know. But knowing that, I knew he was a free agent, and I had a bad feeling that we were gonna lose Pavel Buchnevich for literally nothing. Obviously, Blake got screwed, and management knew that because they decided to give Sammy Blais another chance after they extended him for another year. So he has another chance to do something with the Rangers. I literally hope he does do something for the Rangers. Hopefully, at least get a goal. But we'll see what happens next season. But at least we know that the Buchnevich isn't dead just yet. So obviously the draft has happened and everything. So now we get to talk about free agency. If you follow me on this channel, I actually reacted to day one of free agency. If you haven't done so, please check it out. But I was looking and seeing everything. Obviously, the main objective there was to extend Kakko, extend Strome, extend Vetrano, and extend Kopp. And if possible, get rid of Patrick Nemeth and all of that. At the start, things wasn't looking so good because I immediately saw that Andrew Kopp left to sign with the Red Wings, and then later both Ryan Strome and Frank Vetrano left to sign with the Anaheim Ducks. And I was like, what are you doing, Drury? I know you don't have the cap space to keep them all, but you can't even make an effort to keep at least one of them? Which just sucks, because Kopp and Vetrano were great. They look like the greatest trade deadline acquisition since the Broussard acquisition and the 94 trade deadline acquisition. Things were looking so bad, and I was scared about what was happening. And as a Ranger fan, you'd probably be mad at the team for letting all of them go. You're looking at Chris Drury and be like, moves like this is why you did not win the Jim Gregory Award, which obviously has been won by Joe Sakic. But I would agree with you. But wait, they have made up for it. We may have lost Ryan Strome, Andrew Kopp, and Frank Vetrano, but we already found someone else. We found our new second-line center very quickly. And this guy is so good that he's literally Ryan Strome, Andrew Kopp, and Frank Vetrano combined. It's like, would you like to keep Strome, Kopp, or Vetrano? And the answer is both at the same time, without worrying about cap space. And there can be someone. It's like you can tell management, I want Ryan Strome, Frank Vetrano, and Andrew Kopp. And Drury's be looking at you and be like, dude, we already have a Ryan Strome, a Frank Vetrano, and Andrew Kopp at home! And who is that player that I'm talking about? It is a great signing, the biggest signing for the offseason. So I'm proud to say that Vincent Trocheck is a Ranger! Yes, you have heard that. The Rangers have signed Vincent Trocheck. Vincent Trocheck. We got Vincent Trocheck. Vincent Trocheck is a Ranger. And he's going to be a Ranger for 7 years. 7 years. He's a really good player because he was drafted 64th overall with the Florida Panthers in 2011. And he spent the majority of his years with the Florida Panthers, in which one of them was his career year in the 2017-18 season, where he scored 31 goals, 44 assists, and 75 points in 82 games. And the season before that, he did so good that he made the All-Star game. Although the team didn't make it pretty far, Trocheck was a great player to watch. In fact, as of I'm recording this, Vincent Trocheck is so far in the list of franchise scoring leaders. He's in the top 10 in points in Florida Panthers history with 282 points. He's also in the top 10 in goals, as he's 9th with 111 goals. And he's 10th place in assists with 171. This guy was a very big deal. And then in the 2019-20 season, at the trade deadline, he was traded to the Carolina Panthers in exchange for Erik Haula, Lucas Wallmark, Eetu Listerainen, and Chase Priskie. The biggest one was Erik Haula, but he didn't do too well with the Panthers, as he only got 2 assists in 7 games before going to the Nashville Predators. Lucas Wallmark is a fourth line player who also didn't do. He did decent with the Panthers, but then he left and then got back, but he barely did much. I mean, they got Listerainen, who looks good, but he's only the 4th line center for the Panthers. I mean, he's doing good, but to lose Vincent Trocheck for him, it's just not really good. And then Chase Priskie did nothing. So, long story short, the Hurricanes have won that trade. In hindsight, the Florida Panthers traded Vincent Trocheck for literally nothing. Or at least nothing, but trading a 2nd line center for a 4th line center. And less than 10 games of Erik Haula. Thankfully, the Panthers nearly won the President's Trophy and won a playoff series, so they didn't fully lose. But this guy was a big deal. He was a great player for the Panthers and Hurricanes. And now he's going to play with the Rangers. Like, this right here is how you get rid of great players the right way. By replacing them with other great players. And we just did that. I've been telling Drury and Gordon to do the same thing for many, many years. And now Drury finally listened. We went from Ryan Strome, Frank Vetrano, and Andrew Copp to Vincent Trocheck. And this is amazing. Definitely the biggest move we've made in free agency. It's like, we don't have Strome. It sucks that Strome, Copp, and Vetrano is gone, but they're still here in Vincent Trocheck. Like, he's really good at power plays. He's gonna make our power play look better. Like, I just can't wait to see Vincent Trocheck play. It's going to be great. And when it was announced that Vincent Trocheck was a Ranger, I was very, very happy.
We're waiting on formalities, but Vincent Trocheck to the Rangers, deal. I think it's a little over 5.
Oh my God! Oh my God!
Making this one official. It is 8 years, 60.
Oh my God!
That's 8 by 8.
If we can, Vincent Trocheck to the Rangers.
Wow, Robert Tyne, you've loved.
Oh my God! If the Rangers get Vincent Trocheck, then their second line center has been solved. Like, it would make losing Strome and Kopp less bad. Oh my God. Please. Oh my God! Oh my God!
Sportsnet now. Sign in now with your cable provider.
Vincent Trocheck!
Now.ca.
Vincent Trocheck is a Ranger!
We got it.
7 years!
New Green Goddess. Green Goddess dressing.
Oh my God!
Subway.
Oh, and Andrew Kopp is gone. And he left for the Red Wings. But there's no need to worry, because we got Vincent Trocheck.
Found the hotel on her
Let's go!
to compare offers from major booking sites and found a great
Yes!
hotel.
Lots of dollars.
Vincent Trocheck. 7 years. Oh my God. I can't believe we got Vincent Trocheck. If you thought we were done there, we're not. Because another move has been made by the Rangers. Like, obviously the objective was to find a second line center, which has been solved. But now there's also finding the new backup goalie, because Alex Georgiev has been traded to the Colorado Avalanche, the Stanley Cup champs, and signed a 3-year deal with the Avalanche. And as you know, Darcy Kemper is gone, so being traded to the Avalanche is great, but to be the number 1 goalie for the Avalanche? Like, Georgiev wanted to be the main goalie for years and nearly had it before Shesterkin took it away from him. But now he has the chance to do that. And I'm so happy for Georgiev. It's gonna be sucked that he's gonna be gone, but I wish him good luck there. So the Rangers already have found the new backup goalie, and that goalie is Yaroslav Halak. And he's a great goalie. He's 37 years old, but he's not that bad. Like, he started off his career with the Montreal Canadiens and did so well, so much so that he sent the 8th-seeded Montreal Canadiens to the Eastern Conference Finals in 2010 and nearly stole Carey Price's job. He later played with the Blues and the Islanders, which is where he's known to be an Islander because he spent the majority of his career with them. And he played fantastic with the Islanders, where he made the most wins in a season in franchise history, with 38 wins in 2015, and also having an 11-game winning streak with the Islanders, which is also the most in franchise history. And all of that would break the Islanders, would send the Islanders back to the playoffs, where they lose to the Capitals in the first round. And he would also play in the All-Star game. After that, he was a backup goalie for Tuukka Rask and the Boston Bruins, and he did well. And he also went to the Stanley Cup Finals in 2019, which is the furthest he ever went, and he nearly won it, but the Blues took it away in Game 7. And he won the William Jennings Trophy in 2012 and 2020, 2020 being tied with Tuukka Rask, for allowing the least amount of goals in a season. And then he went to the Vancouver Canucks last season. he wasn't doing very well with the Vancouver Canucks, possibly playing his worst season. But he was getting old, and he played with a team that sucks, so it kind of makes sense. But now that he is with the Rangers, hopefully it would help him play better, especially since he's the backup to Igor Vezina Shesterkin. Yaroslav Halak is our backup goalie. This should be interesting, and I can't wait to see what Halak does with the Rangers. And also, like the Vincent Trocheck sign-in, I was happy with Halak coming to the Rangers. Oh my god! Yaroslav Halak! Yaroslav Halak is gonna be the backup goalie for the Rangers to replace Georgiev. Wow. Yaroslav Halak is the backup for the New York Rangers, not Keith Kincaid. Wow. So now we replaced our second line center and we found a new backup goalie. Now there's another objective I wanted the Rangers to do. If possible, I wanted them to get rid of Patrick Nemeth. He has been overpaid and he literally sucks. So I was waiting for the buyout period and see what was going on. And I found out before free agency that Nemeth was still here. And he isn't being bought out. At that point, I was like, unless there is a trade planned, what were you thinking, Drury? We're going to be stuck with him for the next 2 years. How are you going to give future players what they want? How are you going to afford to keep people? We're already likely going to lose Strom, Copp, and Vetrano due to the cap. We should be using that cap space to keep them, and others as well. And we need other defenders like Zach Jones to play. He can't be in the minors forever. Oh dear God. So I went to sleep preparing for free agency day. And right while I was looking to see if there was a live video of free agency frenzy, I saw an article. That said that Patrick Nemeth was bought out, and I was like, oh my god, is he getting bought out? No way. Oh my god, please tell me it's real. Please tell me it's real. But I posted a video about it, so you understand what happened as soon as I click on the article. Yep, ladies and gentlemen, I was tricked. I got pranked in a news article. Like, come on, man. Why you gotta do me and others like this? It's not fair. This is not how I want to start free agency. So I was getting upset and sadly accepted the fact that Nemeth was gonna be with us. But then, it happened.
It's an infection.
Wait, what? Now there's a trade? Wait, now there's a trade for Nemeth? Wait a minute. What is it?
He went on to become a major champion and a #1 player in the world. Now, we're not saying swapping out his old reliable for his new tailor-made stealth is the reason for his meteoric rise. But we're also not saying it's not. Stealth fairways, made to be your new reliable.
a prospect in an MF deal. Oh my god. Oh my god.
Forget the personality tests on social media.
Oh my god. Please tell me.
You're ever gonna know
Oh!
the big, wild, raging,
We got rid of Nemeth!
beautiful it hurts.
We did it!
Finding out for yourself. Were you born to follow a path, or were you born free?
We did it! Patrick Nemeth is gone. Yes!
And Adam Gaudette. And they
I was trolled earlier,
just won a
but
Stanley Cup.
not anymore.
Neither
Patrick
team
Nemeth is gone.
prowess, but they're hard checkers. They put
Now, all we have to do is either extend Justin Braun, they have him stay, or give that spot to Zach Jones.
media attention.
But Nemeth is gone. Good riddance. Thank fucking God.
Yeah, well, I think the hope would be
Drury finally realized that Nemeth is full of shit and wants nothing to do with him.
and then they
Patrick Nemeth wasn't bought out, but he was traded. Patrick Nemeth was traded to the Arizona Coyotes in exchange for a prospect defenseman in Ty Emberson. Now, Ty Emberson played in the minors, and he is just okay. He is just okay, because with the in the minors, he got 4 goals, 7 assists, and 11 points in 58 games, which is not really good. Like, he is a third-pairing defenseman, but the thing is, he is still young and has time and space to improve and develop. And we also gave the Coyotes a second-round pick in 2025 and a conditional second-round pick for 2026. Like, Emberson is a minor league player, but you know what? I'll eagerly swallow this deal as long as we don't have to deal with Patrick Nemeth again. Thank the Lord we found an idiot desperate to take a bad defenseman away from us. Like, good riddance. So you would think we'll have Justin Braun as the third-pairing defenseman and all that, right? Well, unfortunately it wasn't the case because Justin Braun is returning to the Flyers for another year. With Nemeth and Braun gone, this will likely mean that Zach Jones will replace them. Our third pair will become Zach Jones and Braden Schneider. It would be great, and that is amazing because I wanted him to play in the NHL for a while. And now that the spot is open, he has a chance. And it would be great if Zach Jones played a full season with us. He is great and deserves it. Not only he did good in the minors, but he was the best defenseman for the Wolfpack, as he led the defense with 9 goals, 26 assists, and 35 points in 52 games. Like, this will definitely solve our defensive problems and make it unstoppable. Like, it's like so good that it would be near impossible for players to score on us. A bad move that Drury made, and it has been erased. And there's still more. The Rangers have signed another goalie, and the main goalie for the Wolfpack, and that is Louis Domingue. Yeah, the same goalie that gave us trouble in the playoffs and nearly gave the Penguins a series win is now a Ranger. It has come full circle. It's like we've seen his performance and we're like, yeah, we want that. Like, he has done well in the minors, and when he replaced Jarry and DeSmith due to injuries, he played well. Although it is a longer deal than a lock, Domingue will play in the minors as the Wolfpack's #1 goalie. And if Shesterkin or Halak are injured, or if Halak sucks so bad that we get rid of him or put him in the minors, Domingue can easily be relied on to take over. Another solid move.
Over the years,
Oh! Louis Domain! Louis Domain is a Ranger. The guy that dominated in with the Penguins against us in the playoffs. And now he's a Ranger. Wow. And it's a 2-year contract. Wow. It's like we were so impressed by Domain that we just had to have him. Oh wow. I mean, the thing is, if it wasn't for Halak, Domain would have taken the number. Would have been the second goal. Would have been their backup goalie. But hey, Domain can do wonders for the Miners, and I mean, at least we know that if Shesterkin or Halak get injured, or if Halak sucks so bad that we trade him or put him on waivers and put him in the Miners, then at least we have another goalie we can rely on. Also, Kevin Rooney is gone as well, as he signed a 2-year deal with the Flames. It sucks. It literally sucks that Rooney is gone, because he was really good. And now he's gone. I'll never forget Rooney and what he did with the Rangers, and I wish him good luck with the Flames. So it was a big free agency win for the Rangers, but we're still not done, because we have done more. So this time, we signed Ryan Carpenter. Ryan Carpenter? He is a decent fourth liner in the NHL, but great in the minors. He started with the San Jose Sharks, then became one of the first players for the Vegas Golden Knights, then went to the Blackhawks and played half of last season with the Flames. The most goals he had was 9, and the most points he had was 18. It is decent, but why though, man? Why sign Ryan Carpenter when we are already going to have Sammy Blais, Barclay Goodrow, and Ryan Reeves on the fourth line? We pretty much have all the players we needed. Why do we need more? I don't think we can put him in the minors since those days are over. I guess we can use him as depth alongside Julien Gauthier and Dryden Hunt. Speaking of Julien Gauthier has been extended for another year, and that is great. It's great to have him stay with us and to get more chances. There were more depth signings for the Rangers. They still have more to do with the Hartford Wolfpack. But this time they signed Turner Elson to a 2-year deal. He played with the Flames, then spent the majority of his career with the Red Wings. In the minors, of course. In the NHL, he only played 3 games, getting 1 assist. He has yet to score a goal in the NHL. But in the minors, he's great. He had his best season in the minors last season as he scored 21 goals, 24 assists, and 45 points in 73 games. That is really impressive. He will be a fine addition to the Wolfpack, as he will be the Wolfpack's second-line center. The first-line center goes to Johnny Brzezinski, who signed a 2-year extension. And if we ever need him, we call him up. A wise signing for the minors. And he also made another move. Remember our big draft pick this season, Adam Sikora? He played in the Rangers development camp, and he was really impressive. So much so that they gave him an entry-level contract. Very interesting. He just got drafted near the end of the second round, and they gave him a contract so soon. Looks like he will play for the Wolfpack immediately, maybe even play in the preseason. But they clearly see something in him, and they want him on the team soon. I know he will do great for the minors. If he is good enough, maybe he will be part of the Rangers sooner than expected. Good job. And they also made more depth signings for the Wolfpack, as the Rangers signed a defenseman named Andy Welinski. he spent the majority of his career with the Ducks, but in the minors. Like, he rarely does much in the NHL, because the best season he ever had was a goal, 3 assists, and 4 points in 26 games. But in the minors, he looks good. As one season, he got 10 goals, 24 assists, and 34 points in 51 games. He can definitely be useful in the minors and help bolster the defense. Okay, so last but not least, the final free agents. We have qualified 4 players for new contracts. So the first one that we qualified was Libor Hayek. He has been extended for another year. He is decent, but it's good to give him another shot. Even if he can't play with the Rangers, he will play in the minors, and we can use him if needed. Hopefully he does something soon. I literally hope he does something soon, because this could be his last chance with the Rangers. Another player that was qualified for a contract is Austin Rushov. He did pretty well in the minors last season, and he scored 14 goals, 10 assists, and 24 points in 59 games. Not bad. The third player qualified that the Rangers have extended is Tim Gettinger. Like, as usual, he did well. He did well in the minors, as he scored 25 points in 45 games, pretty much in pace for 62 points in a full 82-game season. And he nearly got a goal by making a tip, but it was Lindgren's goal. It's definitely good to keep him around. Now there's one question you're asking about. Kaapo Kakko. He was one of those big free agents we had to keep and everything. It's like we lost Stromkop and for Toronto due to the cap, and when we got Vincent Trocheck to a huge payday, and then we made minor sign-ins. But it was a long time with nothing's going on with Kakko, and after all the sign-ins, I was like, now can you please extend Kakko? He is the only player left to sign. And the Rangers only have $4 million in cap space to do it. Like, you need that money for Kakko. Don't lose him. I was hoping that the money remaining is enough for Kakko. It shouldn't take them long to figure something out. We can't lose him. But after waiting for a long time, it finally happened. 2 days ago, when I'm recording this, it finally happened. Kaapo Kakko was the last player qualified for a new contract. And ladies and gentlemen, it has been signed. Kaapo Kakko is staying with the Rangers for the next 2 years. They paid him half of what was left in cap space. The Rangers have less than $2 million in cap space. Even though it's likely over, there's one player left. And that's Tyler Mott, another player that we got in the trade deadline. As I'm recording this, Tyler Mott is the only free agent for the Rangers left unsigned. He is worth between a million or two. Will the Rangers... Now, the only question now is that, will the Rangers use the remaining cap space to extend Tyler Mott for at least 1 year? Or will they let him go and either sign minor league players or use that remaining cap space as insurance for the next offseason? Because in the next season, Lafreniere, Hito, and Miller will be free agents and need new contracts, and they need a lot, especially how they have been playing and how they're going to play next season. Like, if he can get Tyler Mott back, great. If not, at least Sammy Blais is coming back to help in the fourth line of Goodrow and Reeves. We should be fine. But either way, Kakko is staying with the Rangers, and unless something extra comes along, the offseason looks to be over for the Rangers. Kakko is back, Nemeth is gone, Blake gets another chance, and although Strome, Cup, and Vetrano are gone, they get replaced by Vincent Trocheck, who is pretty much all three combined. And not only that, but Vitaly Kravtsov is coming back. Yes, Vitaly Kravtsov has been extended for another year. And it is a one-way contract, which means he's not going to go to the Wolfpack this time around. So he's going to play. And not only that, but Brennan Othmann will likely make his debut next season. Just like earlier, when he was drafted in the first round and 16th overall, I was skeptical, because 16 points in 34 games, this looks like a bottom sixer. But this past season in the OHL, not only had he proved me wrong, but he proved me wrong by a mile. Because, like last season, he's got 16 points in 34 games. But this past season, he scored 50 goals, 47 assists, and 97 points in just 66 games, which was the most in OHL history. Like, oh my god. Like, he was the Chris Kreider of the OHL. Like, not only that, but Brennan Othmann says that he wants to play for the Rangers this upcoming season. And with Vetrano gone, and Strome gone, and Kopp gone, the top six is open. It's open for Kravtsov and Othmann. Like, Kravtsov left because he felt like he wasn't going to be in the top six. But now that the spot is open, he has a chance to make the top six. I mean, Lafreniere and Kakko could be in the top six as well. But then again, why break up the kit line of Lafreniere, Hito, and Kakko? You know, the best line for the Rangers during the playoffs. The greatest third line since the Hagelin, Bonino, and Kessel line, and the recent Gord, Coleman, and Goudreau line. Like, I can tell that Kravtsov and Othmann will play in the top six with Kreider, Zibanejad, Panarin, and Trocheck. Here are my predictions for the Rangers lineup. So, for the first line, I'm predicting it will be Kreider, Zibanejad, and Brennan Othmann. With how Othmann did, I feel like he needs to be in the first line. The second line would be Artemi Panarin, Vincent Trocheck, and I predict Vitaly Kravtsov to be in the second line with those two. It could be the other way around, but that's what I'm predicting. The third line would be Lafreniere, Hito, and Kakko. And the fourth line would be Sammy Blais, Barclay Goodrow, and Ryan Reeves. You know, with extra depth being Dryden Hunt, Julien Gauthier, and Ryan Carpenter, and so many others as well. For the defense, it's clear. The first pairing, of course, is Lindgren and Fox. The second pairing is going to be Miller and Trouba. For Trouba, he returned to his Winnipeg Jet form and all that. The third line I'm predicting it'd be Zach Jones and Braden Schneider. There could be a chance that Ty Emberson or Niels Lundqvist could take over, but I really want Zach Jones to be there because he deserves it. But of course, we'll have Ty Emberson and Niels Lundqvist as extra depth for the defense, and also Libor Hayek added as well. And the goalies, the main goalie is Shesterkin, of course. The backup goalie is Halak, and the main goalie in the Wolfpack is Louis Domingue. And for the love of God, can we please have a captain this time? Either way, it was a great offseason, and I know we will have a stronger season. We have definitely one of the winners of free agency. Now, will it be enough to bring us to the conference finals again? The Stanley Cup finals? The cup itself? We will find out eventually, but this is going to be exciting, and I can't wait for next season. Hold up, wait a minute, we're not done yet. That would have been the end of the video, but while I was editing this, while I was making this video, the Rangers made another sign-in, and they've signed a forward named CJ Smith to a 1-year contract. An undrafted player, he spent time with the Buffalo Sabres and the Carolina Hurricanes, mostly in the minors, but he spent several years. So I mean, there've been two, like in NHL, he barely did much. The most he did the best he did in the season was 2 goals. But in the minors, he is great. So great that there were 2 seasons where he got 58 points in around 60 games. He's basically a point-a-game type player. And if that wasn't impressive enough, guess what? This past season with the Chicago Wolves, not only did he get 9 points in 16 games, but the Chicago Wolves won the Calder Cup, which was the Stanley Cup for the AHL. But wow, we signed another player that just recently won a championship. And with this sign-in, the Rangers have like $1 million left in cap space. Which means unless there's a miracle, Tyler Mott is definitely gone, which sucks, but it is what it is. At least we get some more depth for the Wolfpack. But so many championship players sign in. It's like, seriously, if this is not telling us that the Rangers are desperate to win the cup, I don't know what is. But hopefully this is the but now the only question is, for the final $1 million, will they sign more minor league players, or will they use that for next season to extend Lafreniere, Hito, and Miller? I think they should save that $1 million for Miller, Hito, and Lafreniere. But we'll see what happens. But also forgot to mention, Keith Kincaid has left for the Bruins, and Greg McKegg has left for the Oilers. So Greg McKegg is gone again. Let's hope he doesn't come back for real this time. But we have some interesting pieces, and I can't wait to see where we're gonna go from there.